The next fight is Diana Belbita versus Liana Jojua. So Diana Belbita, she's 24 years old. She's 5'6", and she's 13-5 right now. She lost her UFC debut to Molly McCann, who fights later on the card.
Yep.
She lost to her by decision. And let's talk about Liana Jojua. Liana Jojua is 25 years old. She's 5 feet 4 inches tall. She's 7-3, and she also lost her UFC debut, but she was fighting Sarah Morris, who's pretty tough. She lost by KO in round 3. Tell me what you think about these girls.
This fight, I think it's an interesting one for me because I watched some of Jojua's fights, and she seems to be really, really hyped.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't too impressed with what I saw, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
You know, like you said, both girls are coming off losses in their UFC debut. So this is the second fight for both of them. One thing I did note, Jojua, she does have good kicks. She doesn't really seem to utilize it too much. She likes to seem to go to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
She gets some submission wins there. She just doesn't put a lot of high output with her striking. Kind of similar to Vanessa Mello in terms of output volume. Like, she just doesn't really strike a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I think, to be honest, I think she's too small for the 135ers in the UFC. When I watched that fight versus Sarah Morris,
Yep.
I think it was, Morris just looked bigger and stronger than Jojua. So she definitely showed she can be controlled versus those bigger 135 girls.
All right.
Belbita, though, man, I actually liked what I saw from her.
Mm-hmm.
She showed some pretty good boxing. She couldn't really stop McCann's double leg.
She didn't seem to have the power, but she had the volume.
Yeah, she had the volume and output.
She was hitting.
Tough.
She was hitting.
That fight went to a decision.
Hey, plus, I think she has cool hair. I love the way her hair looks when she's got it set up.
She has a chin because Molly hit her with some tough shots and
strikes.
pummeled her on the ground there too, a little bit. But she was able to do there. You know, I think if it goes to the ground, I think that Jojua will win the fight. I think she's better on the ground. But I don't think it's going to go to the ground.
Oh, man.
I've got Belbita winning by a decision. Where are you at?
Well, before I get into that, so I want to talk a little bit more about these girls. According to Belbita, I messed up her name there. According to Belbita, she's a multiple-time Kempo national champion, European champion, and a world champion. Mm-hmm. This is the claim she makes. She's also got a large fan following because she's been on TV shows. So she's been on Survivor. She's been on this other show called Exalta.
Did not know she was on Survivor.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Or Exatlon, which is similar to Survivor.
Okay.
She's been on Survivor, actually, but the other one, she was in Exatlon Mexico and Exatlon Romania, and then she was on another show called Firma Ventilator or something like that.
I don't know. Never heard of it.
But, you know, so as far as the international scene right there, she's probably got a large fan population, or fan popularity based on the fact that she's got a large TV show, or she's got a lot of television
celebrity out there.
You know, so she's got a little bit of celebrity to her. So there's going to be people tuning in for her on top of the fact that she's got her mixed martial arts credentials. I completely disagree with you about Liana Jojua, though. I feel like she is the ultimate can crusher. I don't think she deserves to be in the UFC right now, to be honest. I looked at a lot of the fighters that she was fighting. They weren't any good.
She did okay against Morris, though. I mean, Morris was tough, and in that third round, Jojua won that third round versus Morris.
But you know what? Just because you get to fight a higher caliber fighter and look good, look decent a little bit later, doesn't mean that you're not a can crusher.
Yeah, I agreed she's overhyped, but I think she does have some skill on the ground.
She's my can crusher pick for the night right now at this point. I have Diana Belbita by decision. That gives us the same pick.
Yeah,
so,
I think just Belbita's better everywhere. Except I think on the ground, I do think Jojua does have some better stuff, but it depends.
When you're fighting 0-1 fighters or 0-0 fighters, a whole bunch, it's hard to really see how good you are.
Yeah.
And that's what she's fought.
And Belbita, it's going to depend on how strong Belbita looks against her, too. Because if Belbita's stronger than her, she'll probably be okay on the ground.